A 7-year-old girl goes to dinner with her billionaire father. There she says, "Daddy." She is mom, and he replies, "No." Asterisk, asterisk. A 7-year-old girl goes to dinner with her billionaire father. For the world, he is a 30-year-old self-made legend, cold, untouchable, ruthless in business. For her, he is just daddy, the man who ties her shoes, checks under the bed for monsters, and never talks about her mother. The diner is small and old. Warm yellow lights, cracked leather seats, a place that doesn't belong to someone like him. But tonight, he doesn't care. They sit in a corner booth. The girl swings her legs, humming softly, holding a stuffed rabbit with a crooked ear. "Daddy," she says cheerfully, "can I get pancakes?" "Yes," he replies, distracted, looking at the menu. "Anything you want?" Behind the counter, a waitress moves quietly, refilling coffee, wiping tables. Simple clothes. Hair tied back. Nothing special. The girl's humming suddenly stops. Her eyes fix on the woman. Her smile fades. "Daddy," she whispers. "Yes," he answers without looking up. She stands on the seat to see better. Her small fingers grip the edge of the table. "Daddy," she says again. Louder this time. She is mom. The words hit him like ice water. He looks up sharply. No, flat, immediate, certain. "That's not funny," he adds, his voice tight. "I'm not joking," the girl says. He finally follows her gaze to the counter. He barely glances. "No," he repeats. "That's not your mother." The girl's eyes fill with confusion. "But she looks like her." She shakes his head. "You don't remember your mother?" "I do," the girl insists. "She used to sing to me." His jaw tightens. "You were a baby." The girl points again. Her hand is shaking now. She smells the same, she says softly. "Like soap and rain." His heart skips. "No," he says, louder this time. "Stop." At the counter, the waitress freezes. Slowly. Like she can feel something burning into her back. She turns around. Her eyes meet his. The color drains. From her face, the coffee cup slips from her hand and crashes to the floor. Everyone looks. She doesn't. She only looks at him. 7 years disappear in one breath. The girl gasps. "See, Daddy." He stands up so fast, the table rattles. "This isn't possible." He whispers, the woman's lips tremble. "I never meant for this," she says quietly. That's when he knows this isn't a mistake. This isn't imagination. This is the woman he buried 7 years ago. And his daughter is staring at her like she's been waiting her whole life for this moment. Asterisk, asterisk, the diner goes silent. But his mind doesn't. It's loud. Too loud. Memories crash into him, all at once. Hospital lights, unanswered calls, days that turned into weeks, then years. He had built an empire on the lie that she was gone forever. Dead, buried, finished. And now she is standing 10 feet away. Breathing. "This is not happening," he says. More to himself than anyone else. The woman takes a step back, as if his words physically push her away. Her hands tremble. Her eyes never leave his face. "I didn't want you to see me like this," she says. He lets out a bitter laugh. "Like what? Alive?" The girl slides off the booth again. She moves slowly this time, watching her father's face carefully. "Daddy." She asks, "Why are you angry?" He turns to her instantly. His voice softens without effort. "I'm not angry with you." Then he looks back at the woman. "I'm angry with her." The girl walks forward anyway, stopping halfway between them. "Mom," she says softly, testing the word. "Is it really you?" The woman's breath breaks. She drops to her knees, her hands hovering in the air, afraid to touch. "Yes," she whispers. "It's me." The girl smiles, but there is fear in it too. "You didn't come to my birthday." The woman's eyes fill with tears. "I know. You didn't come when I was sick. I know. You didn't come when I cried." The woman covers her mouth, unable to stop the sob that escapes. "I was there," she says, shaking her head. "Just not where you could see me." The man snaps. Enough. His voice is sharp. Final. You don't get to explain, he says. You don't get to rewrite the past in front of her. The girl turns to him, hurt. Why are you being mean to Mommy? That word stabs him. She's not your mother, he says harshly. Your mother left. Silence. The girl's face crumples. Then why does my heart say it's her? He has no answer. The woman stands slowly. Her eyes are red, but her voice is steady now. I didn't abandon her, she says. I was forced to disappear. He stiffens. By who? She hesitates. By you, she says. The words land heavy. He steps forward, his voice low and dangerous. Be very careful. You were becoming someone I didn't recognize, she says. Power changed you. I was scared of what you'd become, and what I was becoming next to you. He exhales sharply. So you erased yourself. I saved her, she says, from a war she didn't deserve. The girl looks between them, tears rolling down her cheeks now. Please stop, she says. I don't like this. Both adults freeze. The man kneels in front of her immediately. He wipes her tears with his thumb. I'm sorry, he says. Daddy's here. She nods, then looks at the woman again. Are you going to leave? The question hangs heavy. The woman looks at the man. For the first time. She doesn't speak. She waits. Because the answer doesn't belong to her alone, and he realizes something. Terrifying. This moment trite. Here we'll decide whether his daughter loses her mother for the second time, and whether he finally faces the truth. He's been running from for 7 years. ***. He doesn't answer right away. The silence stretches. Thick and uncomfortable. The kind of silence that carries weight of choices of consequences. Things that can't be taken back. The girl looks up at him, waiting. Trusting, he stands slowly and takes her hand. Go sit for a minute, he says gently. I need to talk. She hesitates, then nods and returns to the booth, clutching her rabbit like a shield. Now it's just the two of them again. You don't get to put this on me, he says, his voice low. You vanished. I spent years believing you were dead. Her eyes soften, not with pity, but with pain. I know. You let me grieve you, he continues. You let me mourn someone who is still breathing. I didn't think you'd survive if I stayed, she says quietly. He laughs once, sharp, empty. You underestimated me. No, she replies. I believed in you too much. I knew you'd build something powerful. I just didn't know how much it would cost you. He steps closer. And what did it cost you? She looks down. Everything. For a moment, neither speaks. Then she says, I tried to come back. His head snaps up. When 3 years ago, she says. I saw you at a charity event. You were smiling for cameras. Confident. Untouchable. And I walked away, she admits, because I realized you didn't need me anymore. His voice cracks despite himself. I needed you every day. The word surprised them both. The girl clears her throat from the booth. They turn. Are you done fighting? She asks. Because my pancakes are coming. A weak breath of laughter escapes him before he can stop it. Yes, he says. We're done. They sit again. The waitress places the plates down gently, avoiding eye contact. No one speaks for a moment. The girl immediately pours syrup, focused, serious. She looks up suddenly. Mom, can I call you that? The woman's eyes shine. If you want to. The girl nods, satisfied. Okay, the man watches this exchange like it might shatter. Where have you been living? He asks the woman quietly. Here, she says. In this city. All this time? His chest tightens. So close. She nods. I watched her grow up from a distance. That's cruel, he says. I know. She whispers. The girl reaches across the table and grabs both of their hands. You're both sad, she says. But you're both here now. That's good, right? Neither of them answers, because being here is the easy part. What comes next is the real test. Outside, rain begins to fall lightly against the window. Inside, a broken family sits together for the first time in 7 years, and none of them knows whether this night will heal them or tear them apart all over again. The rain outside grows heavier, tapping against the window like impatient fingers. The girl presses her nose to the glass, drawing little circles with her breath, unaware of how fragile the moment behind her really is. The man breaks the silence first. "Can't just step back into her life," he says, keeping his voice low so she can't hear. "Not like this." The woman nods slowly. "I'm not asking to." "Then what do you want?" he asks. She looks at their daughter. The way she eats her pancakes carefully, the way she smiles between bites. "I want to be honest," she says. For once, he leans back, crossing his arms. Honesty would have been useful 7 years ago. "I know," she replies. "But if I speak now, you may never forgive me." "I already haven't," he says. The girl suddenly turns around. "Are you whispering about me?" Both of them freeze. "No," the woman says quickly, forcing a smile. "We were talking about Rain." The girl narrows her eyes, unconvinced, but lets it go. "Mom," she says softly after a moment, "where do you sleep?" The woman's breath catches. "I live nearby, alone." The girl asks. "Yes." The girl looks at her father. "She shouldn't be alone." He opens his mouth to respond, then stops. "She has a home," he says carefully. The girl frowns. "But not a family." The words land harder than any argument before. The woman lowers her eyes. "It's okay," she says gently to the girl. "Some people don't get to have everything." The man looks at her sharply. "Don't teach her that." The girl reaches for her rabbit again. "I think families are made," she says, very serious. "Not found." The man exhales, slowly. "You're staying in the city?" he says to the woman. "It's not a question." She nods. "Yes, then there will be rules." She looks up. "Rules?" "For her," he says. "No disappearing. No secrets. No promises you can't keep." Her eyes fill, but she nods. "I agree." The girl smiles, relieved, like a storm just passed. "Does that mean she can come to my school play?" she asks. He hesitates. The woman holds her breath. "Yes," he says finally. The girl claps her hands. "Good." The check arrives. The man stands and pulls out his wallet automatically, then stops. He looks at the woman. "You can't afford this place on your salary," he says. She lifts her chin. "I didn't ask you to save me." "I'm not," he replies. "I'm protecting her." She considers this, then nods once. Outside, the rain has slowed. They walk out together. Standing under the diner's flickering sign, the girl reaches for both of their hands. Neither pulls away. For the first time in 7 years, they walk in the same direction. Not as a couple, not as a family, but as 3 people standing at the edge of something unfinished, and none of them knows.
As whether what comes next will finally heal them,
or break them beyond repair. Asterisk, asterisk, the air outside is cool and damp, the kind that sticks to your skin. The man unlocks the car, the soft beep sounding louder than it should in the quiet street. The girl climbs into the back seat, still holding both of their hands until the last second, like she's afraid letting go might undo everything. "Mom," she says through the open door, "will I see you tomorrow?" The woman freezes. She looks at him, not asking, just searching. "Yes," he says after a pause. "You will." The girl's face lights up. "Promise." He nods. "Promise." That word hurts more than it should. The woman steps back as he closes the door. Rainwater drips from the edge of the roof onto the pavement between them. "You didn't have to say that," she says quietly. "I know," he replies. "But I meant it." She studies his face. The anger is still there, the hurt. But beneath it, something else is trying to breathe again. "Where are you staying?" he asks. "Above the diner," she says. "1 room." "It's enough," he nods. "It's not." She almost smiles. "Almost. I'll walk," she says. He watches her turn away, then speaks before he can stop himself. "You never answered her question." She turns back. "Which one?" "Why you left," he says. "The real reason." Her shoulders sink. "Because I found out I was sick," she says. The world tilts. "Sick how?" he asks. She swallows. My heart. It's weak. I needed surgery. Expensive surgery, and I didn't want her growing up watching me die. His fists clench. You decided that alone. I didn't want your empire built on saving me, she says, or her childhood built on hospitals. You should have trusted me, he says. I didn't trust myself, she whispers. A car passes. The moment breaks. I'll see you tomorrow, she says again. Softer, she walks away. He gets into the car, gripping the steering wheel like it's the only thing holding him together. Daddy. The girl says from the back seat, sleepy now. Is Mommy sick? He closes his eyes. Yes, he says, but we're going to help her. The girl nods. Okay then, don't be scared. He almost laughs. Almost cries. Because fear is the one thing money never taught him how to handle. And tomorrow, everything changes. Asterisk. Asterisk. The next morning, the city is damp with leftover rain. The streets glisten, reflecting neon signs and traffic lights. The girl sits at the breakfast table, her small hands wrapped around a mug of hot chocolate. Eyes bright despite the early hour. Her father stands by the window, adjusting his suit. He's never been a morning person, but the night's revelations have left him restless. His thoughts keep circling. She's here. She survived. She's really here. The girl breaks the silence. Daddy, do you think Mommy's afraid to see me? He exhales slowly, looking at her. I think she's afraid to face how much she missed. She missed me a lot, the girl says, matter of fact, as if stating an undeniable truth. Yes, he admits. A lot. She hops off her chair and runs to him. Then we'll just have to make her not scared anymore. He kneels to her level, holding her small shoulders gently. We'll try, sweetheart. We'll try. By late morning, they make their way to the diner. The woman is already waiting outside, pacing lightly under the flickering awning. Her eyes lift when she sees them approaching. For a moment, they all just stand there, three figures in the soft, early light. The girl runs forward. Mommy? The woman crouches down, arms wide. The girl jumps into them without hesitation. For a fleeting moment, the world disappears. Only the soft weight of her daughter in her arms matters. The man watches silently. His chest tightens as he sees them together, yet a warmth he hadn't felt in years begins to creep back. You've grown, she whispers to the girl, brushing damp hair from her face. I'm big now, the girl says proudly. But I missed you every day. The woman swallows, tears forming, but she blinks them back. I missed you too. Every single day, the man steps closer. We need to sit, he says gently. All of us. Breakfast. Together. She glances at him. The anger, the pain from last night still lingers in her eyes, but she nods. Together, she says. They step inside. The diner seems smaller now, warmer somehow, filled with the quiet hum of possibility. Plates are ordered. Coffee is poured. Pancakes for the girl. The three of them sit at a single table, hands occasionally brushing, tentative. Awkward but real. The girl looks between them. Daddy, Mommy, can we stay like this? He smiles faintly. We'll try. And for the first time in 7 years, it feels possible that they just might. Asterisk, asterisk, the woman takes a deep breath. Looking across the small diner table at her daughter, the little girl's eyes are wide, full of hope, untainted by the years of absence. It hits her like a wave how much she's missed. How much she's lost. I don't even know where to start, she says softly. Her voice shakes. 7 years. Gone just like that. The girl leans forward, earnest. Start with breakfast. Act. The man chuckles quietly. A soft sound he hasn't let escape in years. She's right. Pancakes first, then the hard talk. They eat, slowly, carefully. Every bite is punctuated by small, hesitant glances, half smiles, and lingering silences heavy with unspoken words. Finally, the woman sets her fork down. I have to tell you something, she says to the man. The reason I disappeared? It wasn't just fear. There's someone dangerous, someone who made me leave. The man stiffens. His fingers tighten around his cup. I can't tell you everything, she says, eyes darting around the diner like the walls themselves are listening. But it's why I stayed away. I didn't want her, she gestures to their daughter in danger. And I didn't know how to protect us both. The little girl frowns. Danger. The man leans closer, lowering his voice. Honey, sometimes adults have to make choices to keep kids safe. That's what Mommy did. The girl thinks for a moment. Then, softly, but I missed her. The woman's hands tremble. She reaches across the table, gently brushing her daughter's cheek. I know, sweetie. I missed you too. More than I can ever say. The man exhales, trying to steady himself. So, what now? The woman looks at him directly. Now, we rebuild. We keep her safe. We try to be a family again. Even if it's messy. Even if it's painful, the girl smiles, tiny but fierce. I can help. He watches her, heart tightening. You already are. Silence falls over the table. Not awkward this time, but full of weight, full of meaning. Outside, the rain has stopped. Sunlight peeks through the clouds, soft and golden. Reflecting off the wet pavement, the three of them sit there, hands brushing occasionally, not touching out of habit, but slowly learning again what it means to be together. For the first time, the man allows himself to think it might really be possible. 7 years lost, and yet, maybe this is the start of something new. But as he looks at her, the woman who left and returned, he feels a shadow stir deep inside. There are questions still unanswered, threats still lurking, and the past is not done with them yet. The man watches them both, the little girl laughing at something her mother just said. It should feel light. It should feel safe. But in the back of his mind, something gnaws a memory, a warning he buried years ago. He leans back in his chair, fingers tapping the table. Tell me everything, he says quietly. I need to know. No more half-truths. The woman exhales sharply. There's someone, she begins, her voice low. Someone who didn't want me to return. Someone I crossed years ago. Someone powerful, dangerous. The man's jaw tightens. He's seen danger before, felt its weight in boardrooms, in contracts, in life-or-death decisions. But this is different. It's personal, who? He asks, calm but deadly. I can't say yet, she whispers. Not here. Not where anyone can overhear. But I came back to protect her, your daughter. And I didn't know how else to do it without disappearing first. The little girl tilts her head. Daddy, is Mommy in danger? His eyes darken. Yes, he says. And we'll fix it. Together. The woman glances at him, relief and fear colliding in her eyes. You don't know what he's capable of. I barely escaped last time, he nods. Then this time, he won't have the chance. I won't let him touch her, or you, or us. The girl, sensing the tension, clutches her rabbit tightly. I don't want anyone to hurt Mommy, she says softly. The man reaches across the table and takes her small hand. Nobody will. Outside, the city hums along, oblivious to the storm quietly forming in this small diner. Inside, they sit 3 people, fragile but united. Preparing for the storm they've kept at bay for too long, the woman leans back, exhaling, but her eyes are alert. We need a plan, she says. He'll come for me. He knows I'm here. The man nods slowly, already calculating. We'll stay 1 step ahead, and she will never know danger. Not if I can help it. The little girl looks at both of them, eyes wide. Are we going to be okay? The man glances at her mother. She nods faintly. He squeezes his daughter's hand. Yes, he says. We'll be okay. But deep inside, he knows the word isn't truth yet. It's hope. And hope is fragile. And outside, shadows are already shifting. Waiting for the moment to strike. Asterisk. Asterisk, the calm doesn't last. Later that night, the girl is asleep, curled up with her stuffed rabbit. The room is dim, lit only by the soft glow of the streetlights outside the window. Her breathing is steady, innocent, safe so far. The man sits in a chair across the room, eyes scanning the shadows beyond the curtains. He's never been paranoid, not really. But tonight every creak of the building, every whisper of wind feels like a warning. A quiet knock at the door makes him freeze. His hand moves instinctively to the edge of the table, feeling the weight of the gun he keeps nearby. "Who's there?" He calls, voice calm but low. "Delivery," a man's voice answers. The tone is casual, almost ordinary. He doesn't move. Instead, he signals the woman who has been quietly standing near the hallway. The woman shakes her head. "It's probably nothing," she whispers. He doesn't believe her. Not tonight. He opens the door a crack. A plain envelope slides under it. No one is there. Only the night wind. He picks up the envelope carefully. No markings. Nothing to identify the sender. Just heavy paper, cold and unwelcoming. He opens it. Inside is a single photograph, the little girl. Asleep in this very room, taken from somewhere outside the window, underneath, a note in jagged handwriting. "You can't hide her. You can't hide yourself. I will find what's mine." He feels the chill in his chest. The same one he felt years ago when he first realized the people he crossed had power beyond law, beyond reach. The woman leans over, her eyes scanning the photograph. Her hand shakes. "I warned you," she says. He doesn't respond. His mind races. Every escape route, every security measure, every plan he's ever had for threats like this flashes before him. The girl stirs in her sleep. He looks at her, peaceful, unaware of the danger looming outside. "This ends now," he whispers. "I won't let anyone hurt her, not you. Not anyone." The woman nods, resolve hardening on her face. "Then we fight, together," places the photograph on the table next to the lamp and studies it. The handwriting, the tone, the threat, it's the same person who forced her to disappear all those years ago. Outside, the night seems darker, heavier, as if the city itself is holding its breath. Inside, the three of them are still in the room, but the first ripple of real danger has arrived, and there is no going back. Asterisk, asterisk, the man doesn't sleep that night. He sits in the dark, the photograph staring back at him from the table. His jaw tight, hands clenched. Every sound outside the window makes him flinch. The wind, the distant hum of traffic, the soft creak of the building settling by dawn. He has already devised a plan. The first step, secure the perimeter. He quietly wakes the woman. "They know we're here," he says, voice low but firm. "We can't stay in this apartment tonight. Not with her in the open." She nods, her face pale but determined. "Where will we go?" He checks his phone. Somewhere they won't expect. Somewhere safe. The girl stirs in her sleep. He kneels by her bed. "Sweetheart," he whispers, "we're going on a little trip. Nothing scary, I promise." Her eyes open slowly, groggy but trusting. "Mommy." "She's coming too," he says softly. "We're all together." By morning, they're packed quietly, essentials only. The woman carries the little girl in her arms, the stuffed rabbit tucked safely against her chest. The man moves ahead, scanning the street with sharp eyes. Every shadow feels alive. Every passerby is a potential threat. They reach the car, black and inconspicuous. The man drives through side streets, avoiding the main roads, constantly checking mirrors. He knows they're being watched, just like the photograph showed. Hours pass. The city blurs outside the windows. Inside, tension is thick. The girl senses it but doesn't fully understand. "Daddy, is someone following us?" He glances at her, forcing calm into his eyes. "No one will touch you. I promise." But he knows better. He can feel it, a presence lingering, always one step behind. At last they reach a small, nondescript safe house he owns on the outskirts of the city. He parks and steps out first, scanning the area. No sign of anyone. For now, inside he locks every door, every window. The woman sets the girl down, letting her explore this new temporary home. Her laughter is soft, fragile, but a welcome sound after the tension of the day. The man stands by the window, watching the trees sway in the wind outside. He can't shake the photograph from his mind. They'll come, he mutters under his breath. The woman comes up behind him. We'll be ready. He doesn't answer. Because deep down, he knows the storm is already here, and tomorrow it will hit. Asterisk, asterisk night falls over the safe house, thick and quiet. The girl sleeps soundly in the small bedroom, the stuffed rabbit tucked under her arm. The woman sits nearby, barely moving, listening to every sound outside. The man stands by the window, scanning the perimeter. Shadows move differently tonight, heavier. He notices a figure slipping between the trees. Just beyond the dim light of the driveway. They're here, he whispers, his voice tense. The woman stiffens. How many? He doesn't answer immediately. He steps closer to the door, listening. Footsteps. Careful, almost silent echo across the gravel outside. Whoever it is, they know exactly where they are. The first window rattles. The man grabs the nearest object, a heavy metal lamp, and holds it like a weapon. He moves quickly to barricade the doors. Stay in the bedroom, he commands the woman. She hesitates but follows, carrying the girl who stirs awake. Daddy? She murmurs. I'm here, he says, forcing calm. Nothing will happen to us. Footsteps approach the front door. Then silence. Then a soft tap, another and another. The man moves silently to the door, listening. He can hear the faintest whisper. A warning? A threat. He leans close. I know you're out there, he says firmly. One step closer, and you'll regret it. The handle rattles. A shadow flickers past the frosted glass. He kicks the door open just as a masked figure tries to push in. The man grabs him, throwing him back with brute force. The figure crashes into the wall, groaning. Who sent you? The man demands. His voice is ice. The figure struggles to speak. You. The man's eyes narrow. I don't have time for games. Another shadow appears at the side window. Without thinking, he moves, tackling the intruder to the ground. He can hear the woman gasping behind him, the girl crying softly. In less than a minute, both intruders are pinned. The man pulls off the masks. His blood runs cold. It's them. The same people who forced her to disappear years ago. The same people who watched from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment. You thought you could hide her? One growls, struggling against him. But nothing stays buried forever. He lifts the second one by the collar. This ends tonight, he says. No one touches my family ever again. The woman steps forward, holding a small but sturdy metal rod. If you even think about moving, the man nods at her. Together they make a silent, unspoken pact, fight or die. No excuses outside, the night is still. The storm has arrived, and the billionaire, the woman, and the little girl are standing together for the first time, ready to face the danger they've been running from for 7 years. The intruders lie pinned on the floor, gasping, hands trembling. The man glares at them, chest heaving. Who sent you? He demands again, voice sharp enough to cut through steel. One of them spits blood on the floor. He knows you have her. He wants her back, and you'll pay for hiding her. The woman stiffens. Who? The intruder laughs weakly, bitter. You'll see soon enough. No one hides from him. The man's jaw tightens. You're done talking, he signals the woman. She nods and steps forward, keeping her eyes on the little girl, who is peeking from behind the doorway. The girl clutches her rabbit tightly, unsure what's happening but sensing the tension. The man grabs his phone and calls for backup security he trusts. People who know how to handle threats without risking anyone inside the house? But he knows it'll take time, and time is the one thing they don't have. Suddenly, the second intruder scrambles to reach a small handgun tucked in his belt. The man reacts instantly, kicking the arm away and forcing him down again. The girl cries out, startled. The woman rushes to comfort her. It's okay, she whispers. We're okay. The man stands, breathing hard. This is what I warned you about, he says to her. This isn't over. The first intruder grins spitefully. He's coming. You can't stop him. The man freezes for a moment. His mind races. He knows who he is, the one who caused her disappearance 7 years ago. The one who will not forgive, will not rest, will not stop until he gets what he wants. The woman steps beside him, hand on his arm. "We face him together," she says softly. He nods. Feeling the weight of both their presence, the daughter sleeping safely behind them, the mother standing resolute. For the first time, he realizes that no amount of power, money, or influence matters more than protecting this family. A shadow moves outside the window. He sees it tall, menacing, deliberate. The storm has truly arrived, and now there is no turning back. Asterisk night has fully fallen. The safe house feels smaller now, every shadow heavier than the last. Outside, rain begins again. Pattering against the roof like the drumbeat of an approaching war, the man positions himself near the front door, scanning every corner, every shadow. The woman stays closer to the bedroom, her hands resting lightly on their daughter's shoulder, soothing her sleeping form. A flash of movement in the trees. He freezes, then another, and another. "Too many to ignore. They're surrounding us," he mutters under his breath. The first intruder groans and tries to push himself off the floor. The man grabs him and slams him back down. "Stay down," he growls, outside. The tall shadow steps into the dim light, a figure dressed in black, calm, deliberate, exuding a presence that freezes the blood. The man knows instantly. It's the one who orchestrated her disappearance 7 years ago. The one he thought he had outrun. The intruder smirks from the floor. "He finally comes," he says. The woman grips the metal rod tighter. "I warned you," she says, voice low, deadly calm. The man glances at their daughter, who stirs slightly in her sleep. He breathes in, steadying himself. No one touches her. Ever. The tall figure steps closer, and suddenly, the front door rattles violently. A warning, a test, or a threat doesn't matter. The man kicks the door shut, locking it again. But he knows it won't hold long. "You hid her well," the figure says through the glass. Voice cold, precise. "But I always find what belongs to me." The man steps forward. "She doesn't belong to anyone," he says. "She's my daughter, and I will protect her until my last breath." The figure laughs, low and menacing. "You'll see, some debts cannot be avoided." The woman steps up beside him. "We're not afraid," she says. Her eyes glint with steel. "We'll fight together. Don't underestimate us." Intruders on the floor stir again, regaining consciousness. The tension is unbearable. The rain pounds harder. Every heartbeat echoes in the small house. The girl stirs again, sensing the danger even in her sleep. The woman leans down, whispering, "Sleep, baby. Everything's going to be okay." The man positions himself between their daughter and the door. Every muscle is tense. Every instinct screams danger, and outside, the figure signals. The attack begins. The storm isn't just rain anymore. It's coming through the door, the windows, the walls. The night has turned into a battlefield, and this time, there's no turning back. Asterisk, the front door explodes inward with a deafening crash. Rain and wind slam into the safe house as masked intruders pour inside. The man moves like lightning, tackling the nearest one to the ground. The intruder swings a metal pipe. He blocks it with his forearm, gritting his teeth against the sharp pain. The woman steps forward, swinging her rod with precision, knocking another attacker off balance. "Stay back." He shouts to the intruders, then glances at the girl. She's huddled in the corner, clutching her rabbit, wide-eyed but awake. The woman covers her with her body. One of the attackers lunges at her. The man reacts instantly, intercepting the blow and throwing the assailant across the room. Wood splinters. Rain drips from the broken window panes. The tall figure, the mastermind, stands at the threshold, watching, calculating. His calm is terrifying. "You think you can protect her?" he asks. "You've already failed once." The man's jaw tightens. "I don't fail my family." They clash. The tall figure is fast, but the man is smarter, anticipating every move. The fight is brutal and precisive strike fueled not by anger, but by the desperation to keep his daughter safe. The woman joins him. working seamlessly, taking down another intruder who tries to flank him. Together, they are a force, controlled and relentless. The little girl watches, frozen but safe, behind her mother. She sees her parents fighting, sees their determination, and feels a strange, powerful sense of trust and hope. Finally, after minutes that feel like hours, the tall figure falters. The man lands a decisive blow, sending him sprawling across the wet floor. The remaining intruders scramble, realizing their leader is defeated, and flee into the rain-soaked night. Silence falls. The rain beats on the roof, heavy and insistent. The man drops to his knees, chest heaving. The woman kneels beside him, checking the girl, who is now trembling but smiling through her tears. "You're safe," he whispers to her. "No one can touch you now." The woman hugs the little girl tightly. "Never again," she says. "We'll protect you. Always." The man looks at both of them, his daughter and the woman he thought he had lost forever. The weight of 7 years, the fear, the anger, the pain all begins to lift slightly. Outside, the city is silent again, but they know this night will stay with them forever. Not as a memory of fear, but as a memory of survival, of courage, and of love that refuses to break. ***, the rain slows to a gentle drizzle as dawn begins to filter through the broken windows. The safe house, once tense and chaotic, now feels quiet, fragile, but alive. The girl climbs out from behind her mother, still holding her rabbit, and runs into her father's arms. "Daddy," she whispers, "we're safe." He hugs her tightly, feeling the weight of the last 7 years lift slightly, replaced by a sharp clarity. She is here, alive, and they are together. "Yes, sweetheart. We're safe, and I promise we'll never let anything happen to you again." The woman steps closer, watching them. Her eyes glisten with tears, but her smile is real, unguarded. "We survived," she says softly. "We all survived." The little girl looks at her mother. "Mommy, you're really here. And you're not leaving anymore, right?" The woman kneels, wrapping her arms around her daughter. "I'm not leaving. Ever. Not again." The man joins them, placing a hand on the woman's shoulder, another on his daughter's back. "We'll face everything together now," he says. "No more hiding, no more running." For the first time in years, the three of them stand side by side, broken but whole. The storm outside is over, leaving only sunlight and the promise of a new beginning. The little girl hugs them both tightly, feeling the warmth, the protection, and the love she's waited for all her life. The man exhales, a mix of relief and resolve washing over him. "We're family," he says simply. "Yes," the woman agrees. Finally, and in that moment, after years of fear, loss, and uncertainty, they know that together, nothing, not even the darkest shadows of the past, can tear them apart. The city wakes outside. The rain glistens on the streets. Inside, a billionaire, a mother, a 7-year-old girl find something far richer than money or power. They find each other. The story ends here.